Oh, what is up, friends? We are here for week number 3 in EGFC Rocket League. My name is Jeff. I'm here with Billy, and, well, we have got a whole host of action set before us today. We got some good matchups lined up. I'm especially looking forward to this first one.
Yeah, UConn versus Butler. UConn has come out the gate super strong here in season number 4. Butler, kind of a surprise. We're looking at, can they down Marquette 15 goals to 3 and a 3-1 blowout last week. So I don't know what's up with Marquette. We're going to see them later on today, but man, they need to get their act together. But man, I tell you what, Georgetown has the bye this week in week number 3 here in the Big East, and we're going to see a lot of the Big East today. Our first 3 series actually are going to come out of the Big East, but let's head right into the action.
Yeah, both of these teams have actually 3-0'd Marquette already, a team that was 15-1 last season. And both the Huskies and the Bulldogs completely swept them in weeks 1 and 2, respectively. Munch and Morales had huge games last week, 7 and 6 goals total, with Munch leading the server with that. And then there's Kai, who had a wicked shot there. And that had some power behind it. Good job from UConn to save that one.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great rotation coming back. And look at this. Munch and Kai are not going to take any questions to boot here. That's a great shot. What a save again by Darnut. That is 2 saves early in the goings in the first minute. Nice rotations here down in the corner by Butler. Butler have come out with a little bit of a fire in their eyes, and I'm glad to see this happening.
Yeah, UConn, always a strong team. They had a 12-4 record last season and are not slowing down at all. Have not dropped a single game here in our first couple of weeks of EGFC Season 4. But for Butler put up a statement here today. If they could even just take a game or 2 off of UConn, I think that's going to speak volumes, as this one is just trickling along the line. Anton does a good job to get the right angle, push it out of there. A dangerous save as Darren just slams into the back of their teammate. And that's going to allow Butler to get another chance here. Kai can't quite get it on target. But this is all orange at the moment. Munch looking to track this ball down. He's got Kai to back him up, and everybody from Butler is pushed up very far into the attacking third. Munch is going to get demoed. Morales falls back to mid to protect that line, but UConn cannot get out of their zone right now. Darren will finally get the clear.
Yeah, it's a long dump down into the opposite corner. Now you're looking at Kai to see what kind of a counterattack they're going to have here. The lion's share of possession has been with them. The aggression, the speed, they have set the tempo so far, Jeff. So that's what we're looking at right now. We need to see how are they going to be able to put all of this pressure into points.
Guy with a big 50 there. Kind of got past 2 of them. Anton got a shot in an empty net, and nobody's back. Rotations fall apart for Butler. Anton takes advantage, and UConn take the lead.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a little bit of overcommittal there from Butler, but still, I mean, that's just against the run of play so far. We're almost at halfway through this first game, and like I said, the lion's share of possession has been with Butler, so the Bulldogs definitely have something up their sleeve here. I want to see if they're going to be able to capitalize on any of this. Nice aerial challenge from Anton there to stop a goal scoring opportunity.
Try to get a piece of that one. I think Kai got just enough to send it into the corner. Now it's a 2v1 Darren that's going to back out of. Anton instead comes over, meet in the corner. It's going to cross laterally over to Kaker. Aerial pass from Darren. Max just going to go ahead and put it right on goal. Forces Kai to come across, who does make that save and is now challenging midfield line in a 1v1. Flips it over. Anton got just enough of it to keep it from arcing into the net. Morales up high, has Kai with them. Option just boot it back down the other side, kind of reset for another look at this net. 1v1 in the corner while Anton's waiting in net with 0 boost. Comes in with a nice touch, disrupt that play, kind of intercept Butler, but the ball falls right in front of Kai, who's able to put it in the right-hand side of the corner. An unlucky bounce for UConn off the walls, and Kai blew this rotation. Just circles a big 360 to set himself up for the right trajectory to tie up this game.
Yeah, that touch from Munch was everything off the wall there, and that's exactly what you want to see. Square here now, 2 minutes left on the clock. And, big thing that I'm seeing right now, Butler is very willing to switch the field. They're going against the run of play and keeping a little bit of game and keep away here from the side. And gosh, Morales almost buries in the go-ahead goal. Minute 48 left on the clock here, Jeff, and still, the possession is definitely in the Bulldogs' favor.
Oh, the Bulldogs are looking so hot this season. They're playing with a fire in their eyes. Very fast tempo, very aggressive play. Kai comes through with a big hit, looking for a double tap here. One touch goes wide. Darren finds the clear. Right, lands right on Morales. Back up to Anton, who's going to push it into the corner. Go back 24 left. There's an opportunity for UConn to do something here, especially with this touch from Jared. Gets it around 1. Oh, nobody else to follow up. Third man, Kaker, comes through. Oh, beats 2 with that. That was a 50-50 against 2-player. Kaker walks away with it. Still has it, running along the wall. Oh, had Anton down low, too. It took Kai to challenge on that wall to disrupt that play.
Fred, they're in midfield from both the squads and double demoing each other out. Now, look at Butler. I mean, they're running around the sides here. 50 seconds left on the clock. They're looking for that go-ahead goal. Nice ball down in the deep. They got the rotations going through. Can Munch get themselves inserted into play?
Waiting for the midfield line to do it. Backs into Anton as a reverse 50. But there was backup waiting. Ball ends up in the orange half. 35 on the clock. Morales taking the sky. Plenty of boost to work with. Not really able to do much with it, but the ball does land in the blue half, but only temporarily. As UConn are able to send it back down, and the Huskies trying to go on the attack. Nice move from Munch, able to sneak it under 1. As a player from UConn overestimated that ball a little bit. Sent in deep, and this is going to be the last opportunity here for Butler. Right above the goal. Kai looking for somebody in the middle. Ball drops into the box. Kaker's going to send it out wide. Anton going up for it. This ball's going to hit the ground. We're headed OT for game 1.
I mean, wow. This is definitely not what I expected coming out from the get-go, and Butler have definitely set the pace for this series so far. They are high tempo, high energy right now. They are not afraid for contact. I think that's what has gotten them their first goal, was that contact in the midfield, not allowing the rotations to go through. Nice pop-up from Morales here, looking in the corner, trying to control the corner ball, but they don't have anybody to outlet to.
Oh, that was a good look. Nice read from Anton to get in front of that one, because Kai had their sights set on the goals once again. Kai tried to be the scoring opportunity. Defense of UConn one step ahead. Let's see if their offense can get one in the net. Here's they go in. No, Jared Nutt loses that 50 to Kai. Kai's running away with it. Kaker with the intercept. As Munch is going to be the next one to try to just muscle through the Huskies' defense. Butler, there's not a lot of finesse here. This is just straight bulldozing through defense and see if they can find a weakness. Oh, what a shot from Kaker! Beautifully done, out of the sky. Blink and you miss it. UConn take game 1.
The self-pass, you love to see it, and that's just clinical, and Morales does get a touch on it, but there was just way too much venom on the back of that ball. 72 miles an hour, Jeff, and that is your overtime golden goal winner. So UConn takes the 1-0 lead here in our first series of the day. Butler definitely coming out on fire. 8 shots to 3, but still, UConn coming out with the win here in game number 1. So I think it'd be seeing more of the same out of Butler. Connecting passes is the only thing that I would say that they need to maybe clean up a little bit on. They don't also have the trail there. The rotations in the offensive third, they just haven't had that cleanliness that I've come to expect from a top-tier team like this. I'm going to go ahead and call them. You know, they may be mid to top tier right now, just based upon what we've seen the first 3 weeks of the season out of them. They are not taking no from anything that the Huskies are bringing to them. And like you saw it, I mean, they outshot them a little bit over 200%. So, man, Butler, if they can continue this on and just clean up the play in the midfield especially, and not get punished for those triple commits that they have been doing so wildly, I think that we're going to have a much closer series.
Mantel with the best work in here and start of game 2. I must say, I mean, Butler looking very impressive. Like this has been a great showing, even from just the small snippet that we had there in that first game. It took until overtime for UConn to make it happen. And just all the shots, all the oppression from Butler University, it's just keeping UConn just completely glued into their own zone for a lot of that. An opportunity here. Morales is just going to punt it in along the wall, try to set something up. Kaker sees this chance to come steal it away. Munch versus Darren along the wall. Falling back, and it's just been a battle for midfield here for the opening minute.
Well, the big thing that I'm looking at right now, Jeff, is that, you know, we're seeing the oppression coming forward. We're seeing the shots on goal, but we're not seeing the clean rotations. That's the one thing that I need to see from Butler right now, is that, you know, if you're going to go up for the ball, don't triple commit on the right-hand side of the goal. get your people in motion, get them out of the way, get them to have somebody to give that outlet pass to. Big demo in front, Anton taking Munch out, and wow, they weathered that storm barely. 3 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, it was a good save to push it in the corner, buy time for the respawns to come through. Nice shot there, Kai! How did you make that save? Kai leaps up off the back foot to find that one. That was incredible.
I mean, that's a pre-jump right there. They knew that the shot was coming in there, and they had enough boost to get themselves up, but still, that was just a kiss. To save up a goal bound, and Munch going down the other way, forces a save out of Darren. Kai is not done yet. Kai is the kamikaze of this Butler squad. Will go in full blaze and does not care about your fender or anything else.
We'll do a double commit there. Kicker off the wall, back into the middle. Nice pass from Darren. Perfect on Anton. Right back to Darren. Misses the one-timer. A beautiful setup off some wonderful passing and cannot quite find the finish on that one. Now Butler are going to try to boot it all the way back down. See if they can find some transition. In front of the net it goes. Kaker with a great touch there off the top bar. Allows for UConn to force it out along that wall, and a moment to breathe, a moment to reset for this defense. Darren with the steal and a 1v2 along the corner. Bounce passes it off the wall. Demo means that, well, 2v2 momentarily here between our two squads. Still at a stalemate and over halfway through game 2.
I mean, this is a
Oh, Kai!
You had to say it. There's the caster curse immediately brought to bear upon the Huskies. UConn got caught a little bit out there in transition. I think the double demos that came through forward. Once again, Kai slicing and dicing his way around the midfield defenders and gets the angle on the goal. That's a beautiful shot and a beautiful go-ahead goal.
I don't know if that was quite a caster curse. I didn't say like UConn's defense was looking perfect or anything, and then suddenly they get scored. I just said it was a stalemate. All right. Don't play that one. No. That was a phenomenal effort out of Kai on a nearly impossible shot.
I said what I said. I'm sticking with it. We're gonna go with this, Jeff. That's oh wait, we have not done the spar of death yet either. I forgot that we had that for our kickoffs. That should be a goal. How do you not bury that in the back of the net? Just garbage in front of the net, Jeff. Lots of traffic, lots of contact going on, and now we're starting to see maybe a little bit more of this blue-collar squad that I called Butler the first time we saw them.
Definitely a hard-working team, that's for sure. Oh, Anton with some fancy footwork, able to get into the box. Kai shuts him down. Ball ends up back at midfield. Here comes the 2v1 shot. Blocked by Darren. Kai goes in the corner, wrangle it back in. Coming in off the top wall. Has to just go all the way over the net. Try to drop it back to Munch. Munch gets a touch, but Anton not phased. Able to push it on through over the line. Kicker misses the aerial challenge. Morales now looking down. Off the wall. Munch coming in to try to finish. Dare nut in their face. Will not let that one go. Butler continues to just pour on shots once again in game 2. Nice move from Morales. Great read on that ball and able to get in front of Kaker to not allow them any chance to put one towards the net.
Now, I know they're in the lead, and I know that they've got the offensive progression going on, but if you saw right there in that last little clip there as we looked from overhead, everybody was clumped on one side of the field. If you just put one player out to the side, you have an outlet to get that ball out and really take this level of oppression to the next level.
It has been stifling. They're not trying to escape it, but there's Kai right there and protect it. As the numbers count down on your screen, Kai on the back foot, just looking to play keep away. Kaker is going to get a touch of that ball. Anton might have a chance here. Goes high off the crossbars. Any follow-up? No. Beautiful defensive play from Butler. Kaker does keep it alive, and finally, the Bulldogs will slam it back down. We are tied up here 1-1 in this Big East matchup.
Blue-collar Butler coming out with grease on their hands and definitely swinging for the fences here. Once again, the shot's definitely in their favor, 7-4. So not as impressive as the first game, but still, I mean, this is an all-team affair here for Butler. They are looking for each other. Yes, I'm getting kind of nitpicky here on their clumping up when they're bringing in the pressure and coming out of their counterattack. But their transition game has been impeccable. Kai seems to be controlling a lot of the boost along the sides, also seeing the flip resets to make sure that they are in position for when they need to have some kind of a defensive stop or some kind of herring opportunity. You see them getting in there. You see Kai just slicing and dicing, and Munch has been just fantastic on that back line. Morales and Munch really keeping this tone going on in the back line, not allowing any kind of pressure coming forward.
And everybody from Butler has the ability to turn it off. We see, Kai was the leading scorer with the most points there in the last game for Butler. But as I mentioned at the top of this series, I mean, Munch and Morales, both put up fantastic numbers last week. They are very capable of coming up and filling that void if need be.
Oh. Munch, that was a silly touch there from you, my friend. You had a Kai in the air that was ready to kind of give a little feather pass down. Open net possibility. Munch to look for it, does not get it.
I think I was trying to bounce it off. Knew that Anton was screaming down the other side of the field. And I believe the intention was to bounce that off the wall and look for somebody in the middle, but the ball just didn't. It just ended up kind of slow rolling up the wall. Didn't get much bounce on it. But Butler is still threatening as the ball dangles in front of the net.
No way.
Dropped down in the corner, and that ended up being an own goal, I believe, is what that was the other day. Let's take a closer look at this one. Morales does get the touch here along the wall. Yeah. Anton's the one who kind of knocks it back the other direction. I mean, it was an absolute just mess there on the top crossbar. Butler will take that, though. I mean, that's their aggression rewarded. That's just keeping all this pressure down, and eventually the defense is going to fall apart.
And you love hockey. I love hockey, obviously. And I tell you what. This is traffic in front of the net, and you love to see that. I mean, you want to see that garbage. Garbage goals are the best goals, in my opinion, having played hockey for a considerable amount of my formative years. And you love to see the ball just rolling around in front of the net. You want to put it away and just kind of stymie it and kind of rub it in the defensive face. Gosh, Munch has been really working hard here in these corner balls, trying to set up Kai and or Morales. Look at these balls just back in. All these centering balls going net bound. They have to force resources out of UConn. UConn is actually being outplayed right now in the macro game.
Well, and Butler have really tightened up those rotations that you were harping on in game one. They've gotten their act together here as the series has gone on, and they've gotten more warm. Yeah, slick move from Munch, pass over. We'll get intercepted. I'd like to do a little bit of clarification on garbage goals, though. There seems to be like a worry. There's a stigma that it's just pure luck. That is the result of hard work in front of the net and just slowly starting to strangle the defense and taking away space inch by inch until they are just backed up into the shot there. You see, nice job from Kaker to get in front of that ball. Munch is going to bring it down, pushes it along into the corner. Anton slowly trying to work their way out. Nice little touch from Anton that actually works through all three defenders, and Anton's still going. Defended off the near post, is eventually put out, but UConn here might have a little room to work. Kaker is able to protect the mid. Morales going for the sky. Darren patiently waiting. Morales goes over the top. Now that's Kai's turn to drive it in. Kaker stalwart in front of the net, not let that one go by, and it's still a mere 1-0 lead as of right now. Morales looking to change that. Looking for a drop pass, didn't quite work out. Fumbled a little bit by Butler, but they are not dissuaded. They are still pressing forward. Pressing? I added an H to pressing. That's now canon.
Okay. I mean, it's part of our lore now. We're pressing
forward. Part of our lore. We're pressing forward, yes.
It's when oppression presses forward. We're pressing.
It's very oppressing.
Oh my gosh. Okay, let's move on from this as we're talking a little bit over 90 seconds left here in game number 3. This would be a go-ahead game of putting Butler on match point against the juggernaut that is UConn this season. And the blue-collar Butler Bulldogs have absolutely come to play today.
UConn has been a dominant force for a couple of seasons now, if memory serves. Butler really rising to the occasion. I'm so impressed with this squad this year. They are just looking phenomenal. Relentless Bulldogs. They have been, somebody's feeding them the good stuff. There's no cheap food for these Bulldogs.
It's good kibble for the Bulldogs of Butler.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just controlling the boost as well, Jeff. That's the other thing. You never see Butler running, anything less than like 40 boosts. So, I mean, there's always an opportunity for them to get back into a play. Nice little kiss off there from Anton. Does not get in on the end of it. However, the play comes right back the other way. 30 seconds left here to go up 2-1 on the Huskies.
Nice touch off the wall. Sends it back to midfield. Much is going to follow it up. UConn having to work very hard just to get into the orange half, which often means they don't have much of that boost left to try to finish. Okay, sends it back down. Anton at the line. Moving in. 2 players from UConn along that near post. Anton's going to sweep around, grab a big boost. Meanwhile, the Butler crew is pushing it right back the other way. 1 second, and we're in front of the blue net. Anton desperately trying to keep it alive. Munch is going to get a touch on it, send it down. This ball hovering very close to the ground and will eventually fall. As does UConn here in game number 3. Butler take a lead in the series.
I mean, once again, it's 7 shots to 2. I mean, Connecticut absolutely got shut down, outplayed, and outmaneuvered by Butler. The oppression that is coming through from Butler right now is something that we have not seen from them before, other than earlier this season. And I think we're starting to kind of realize their upgraded form right now, Jeff. They're starting to find the right pieces. They're starting to control the aggression. They know when they can press out. They're still having a couple of clump up moments, right? When they're not necessarily trusting 100% in their teammate to make a play on the ball. You see it a couple of times, and that's when the counterattack comes back from Connecticut. But only 2 shots in that game. Number 3, so they're starting to really clean it up, and I'm loving what I am seeing from the Bulldogs. This is the massive turnaround from previous seasons. This could be the season where they get into the playoffs and they actually make a damn good run.
Yeah, phenomenal ball control on both sides, where they're doing a good job protecting the midfield. They're doing a good job of stifling any kind of attack coming out, and then not to mention getting enough pressure down. Consistently putting up 7 and 8 shots here in games 1 through 3. And consistently holding the Huskies to less than 5. To a mere 2 there in game number 3.
It's paltry. It's paltry, and it's anemic from the Huskies. I mean, I would expect some kind of an answer from them by now. Anton has been relatively quiet here throughout our series. So, we need to see them step up here in game number 4. Otherwise, they're going to go down 3-1.
And this is a Big East matchup. This is a very important matchup for conferences. And you get that seeding that will feed into the mid-season tournament there towards the end of 2022. So an important lead already for Butler. UConn doing a little bit better job of ball control here in the first minute of game number 4. Trying to spread out a little bit more, and I think they're trying to pass a little bit more as an answer to the clumping that we've seen from the Bulldogs that's made it so hard to maneuver. So UConn, spreading it out, trying to widen the field, trying to create space for themselves. Didn't lose control of it here. Kai's going to bounce it into the middle. Oh, Morales whiffs as they came through like a bullet to try to send that one home and just can't connect.
I mean, but still, it's the run of play. This is what we've seen all day from Butler, and this is what we're going to see. There would have been one of those garbage goals. Whoa! Yeah, that was a result of traffic in front of the net, and Anton just taking it in hard on the near post there. And the carom comes out from Darnut, and it gets the beautiful upper 90 kiss rotation back into the goal. 1-0 lead here to UConn. A little over a minute and a half, or a little bit over, a minute and a half off the clock here. So Butler down in a deficit. We saw this happen game number 1, and that's where UConn came out and won.
Yeah, first goal since game 1 for the Huskies. And a little shout to Anton for blocking the goalie. Anton was able to get in front of one of the defenders there and not allow the player to get up towards the ball. So great body blocking physicality coming out of Anton and the rest of UConn to allow Darnut to get that one home. And, Butler had won the past 2, but they've both been 1-0s. So, I mean, even just getting the solitary goal on the board is, well, traditionally, as far as the past 3 games speaking, is a really good thing for the Huskies. They have not given up more than 1 goal in any of these 3 games.
Well, let's see what they can do here. Butler looking to kind of clean up their rotations, because you see it once again. Kai kind of goes in there and tries to insert themselves in a play like that, where you're expecting to see a rotation come through. Kai actually got a shot on goal out of that, so the persistence is rewarded with a shot but no goal.
mean, we're hoping for a rebound on that one, but UConn hanging on in the meantime. For now at least. Kicker over the top. Looking for that flip reset. Finally drops to the ground after running out of boost. There's no reinforcements there, unfortunately. Oh, Anton with a beautiful pass. What a setup.
Yeah,
Morales takes us to the outside. That steal from Anton was gorgeous.
Yep, he kind of telegraphed what he's going to do. A little soft touching, riding up the wall there, and Anton just swoops in, gets the angle pass in, and that's just an easy put away there in front of the net. So, Spore of Death goes the way of the UConn Huskies once again. But now Hakai and company down by 2, a little under 2 minutes left here in the 4th game. We might be looking at game number 5 with the run of play that we've seen so far.
It's certainly looking to go down to the wire, especially with Kaker threatening in front of the net. Everybody from Butler this time clumping up and trying to make a save. And UConn have successfully opened up this pitch quite a bit.
It's what was required, though. I mean, it's what needed to happen. They need to be able to find some kind of separation from the stifling pressure that's been coming through from the Bulldogs. I mean, they have to really stretch the field, and that's exactly what they've done. So now, we have this open field opportunity. They're going to have to hold one in reserve here now because UConn have started to figure out how to take care of this roadblock that the Bulldogs have been putting up.
Pass to the middle. 60 seconds for Butler to try to bring it back here if they want to shut this one out. Anton in the way. Moment of pause as Kai makes some contact, but Anton's still in control. It takes the third man to come up and finally get that steal. Kai looking to go the other way. 51 by UConn. Morales pushes through. Munch gets the shot. Munch gets the goal. Butler cut the lead.
Look at this touch off the wall here from Morales. Leaves it as a dummy there, flips under it, allows it to drop to Munch. Beautiful near post shot. Not that Anton could do to save it. I thought that was going to be a fantastic save, but man, it just snuck in near post there. 1 goal lead, 42 seconds.
God, that was some accuracy on that shot to keep that out of Anton's reaches. I mean, Anton got a finger on it for sure, but not enough to force it out. That had to be perfectly placed to find its way into the net, and indeed it was. Beautiful job from Munch. Let's see if they can do it again here in the next 25. Kyle along the wall. Has Darren at the beat, cannot. Ball back down towards the net, near post side. Kaker pushing up through the sky. Kaker, just got pushed off course enough for it to not go in. But it has been a lot of ball control in these past 20 seconds for UConn, and that is not relenting. See pass to Morales, ball along the ground. Got to keep it in the air now after Butler. It falls. UConn bringing it back here in game number 4. They are sending us to game 5.
Oh, I mean, this is a great clapback here, and I mean, look at the shots. Now it's in favor of Connecticut, and that's why you see the 2-1 lead. They've started to be able to split the field, and we talked about this, how are they going to get around this roadblock? They opened up the lanes that they were able to pass through and be able to get these outlet passes to. They've also been taking a lot more small touches on the ball, Jeff. That's the other thing that we see. Anton started it off with that beautiful takeaway on the near post wall. From Morales, gets that angle pass in, and then Darren just absolutely slams it home. That was the first goal. That was the go-ahead goal. Now, we need to see, what does Butler have left in the tank? They've come out and played 4 very strong games, but this is the penultimate game of this series. Whoever wins this takes the series and gets those very valuable conference points here in the Big East. The Big East is super competitive this season, so every point, every goal is going to count.
And, I mean, just early reads, this is feeling like 2 of the top teams out of the Big East. So this is a very, very important Game 5 here to start off week number 3. Love Game 5s. There's just nothing like it.
You're absolutely right. But, it's kind of funny that we're not saying Marquette's name in this juggernaut being, in the top teams of the Big East. It's been a very disappointing season for them. But Butler might be able to fill that void here. They might be able to fill that power vacuum. Nice little kiss there from Munch, and he scores going with the touch.
That was fantastic. The 1-2. We're going to see it's just Munch with that pass right there, and Kai intercepts it, reads that play like a book. Butler up 1-0 early.
82 miles an hour, Jews. I mean, they almost saved it. So, I mean, the level of play here has been absolutely extraordinary here in game number 5 in the entire series. And here we see passing plays starting to come through from Butler. So now they're not just necessarily banging their heads and, you know, going for demos, going for contact. They're actually looking to find their teammates here. Nice big assist off the ball. Kai gets the beautiful clear out.
Get around third man here. Kaker does back up enough. Able to get it back down to Anton. Anton in the air has a player on the far post. Also one backing him up. This is an aggressive attack from UConn. They want one here. They're not able to get it. Morales says no. And alongside Munch, they're able to push into the blue half. Kai with the pass. Morales trying to touch it up to Kai. Ball dropped awkwardly, and now people are scrambling for it. It's Kaker who runs away with it in the end. Doesn't have any boost to work with, though. He's trying to hold it in the corner, hold it in the orange half, try to find an opportunity, try to find some room to work. It does! The shot goes wide. Kaker making magic happen. Gets the perfect setup, and this shot is just slightly off the mark.
Hold back the other way. Morales taking the touch from Kai. Kai has been all over the pitch, flying with reckless abandon. Has been setting up goals, has been scoring goals himself, and has just been a nuisance and thorn in the side of the Huskies. The Huskies have got to do something to get Kai out of this game, but Demo's coming through not the way it needs to happen.
That was a hairy moment. Well, we're still in the lead, though. Morales with a full take. Gets it stolen. Kaker's trying from across the top. Kai pushes it back down. Two players from Butler working the right-hand side. Now they're going to get a hand on the ball. It's Anton with Darren Nutt in the middle. Morales with a good touch. Another good save coming out of Butler. Morales hits it off the wall. Over to Kai in the middle. Kai's going to bounce it out of the corner, but Darren Nutt decides to go chase it down. Lands right in the middle for Kaker. Yeah, Butler's still doing a very good job on this one. I feel like the teams have kind of balanced back out. From when we saw UConn push the envelope in game 4 and spread Butler wide, Butler have kind of reined it back in and doing kind of more of what we saw in the games 2 and 3, where they've got a lot of ball control, a lot of possession time, and just not allowing UConn any room to work.
I mean, it's all about physicality, and it's all about smart touches on the ball. That's the big thing. There's the triple clump, though. They have an opportunity here. UConn have got to be able to punish that. When they triple clump into the corner right there, when they're trying to defend the goal, I mean, that is where you have an opportunity to find the outlet pass and just get a quick and easy goal. They need it here. Minute 47 left on the clock.
Oh, that's so much easier said than done against this Butler squad. They're really good at anticipating the trajectory, and when they clump up like that, all three of them are looking to get in the way and just not let you go anywhere with it. So I agree, that's what they need to do, but man, it's such a difficult ask of this UConn squad. Now with only 90 seconds left here in Game 5, in this matchup between two Big East early favorites here in Season 4. Morales slamming it down. Kai with a defensive touch, sends it straight up in the air, but Kai gets demoed. 3v2. Kaker runs forward. Morales steals. Anton over the top, pushing it down towards the net. Anton's going to get the tying goal off of their own pass, their own little double tap off the near post. What a move from Anton, giving UConn a chance here in Game 5.
All set up by the physicality of demoing Kai. Kai just spawned right in and tried to get back into the play and just got broken by Anton with the self pass. And there you see the equalizer there. Minute left on the clock here. This is coming down to what I'm going to think is going to be an overtime situation because, man, they are playing their hearts out here. I think that it is going to take it out. Kai gets demoed once again. They're starting to focus in on this superstar.
The Huskies got angry. It's the battle of who's the big dog here in the Big East. And Munch just takes a giant bite out of the Huskies. Oh my! What an answer as Kai off the wall. Oh, Munch just physically muscled their way through Anton and carried them into the goal with them. That was a Herculean, just muscle-bound effort out of the Bulldogs.
I mean, that is the blue-collar way, though. I mean, they just made it happen. They made it happen. They worked their tails off to get it in, and Munch comes in and just muscles past. So, I mean, that is the definition of a blue-collar goal right there, working hard and getting the results out of it.
Oh, yeah, if you're taking the defender into the goal with you in the ball, you're like, oh, no, we're all going that way. It's victory town for Bulldogs, baby, and everybody's coming with me.
Speaking of victory, 12 seconds out here, Jeff, and that ball is being controlled by Butler. Less than 10 seconds, Kai in the corner. We know they have the ability to hold the ball.
Need a miracle out of the Huskies. Can they make it happen? 0 seconds, game 5. Ball in front of their net, and it shoots back down. No miracles to be had. Divine presence in favor of the Bulldogs out of Indianapolis today with what, I mean, in previous seasons would be regarded as a massive upset. I don't think we could say that anymore, Billy.
It's not an upset anymore, not with Butler, because they've been absolutely killing it on the offensive side of the ball. Defensively, they have absolutely cleaned it up. The rotations are clean. They work hard on the ball. They're my blue-collar team right now. The Butler Bulldogs have absolutely come through here in a upset. I mean, can we call it an upset?
I'm not sure we can anymore.
I don't know if we can anymore. So we'll see. We're going to see, what the secret of their success is.
Butler Blue, certainly the brighter of our two blue teams here in game number 1. And we're going to take a quick little intermission, hoping we have an interview lined up, because I always love talking to the teams. It's one of my favorite parts. It's one of my favorite parts of this is getting that insight and getting the feel on the emotion, your finger on the pulse right after the game. So bear with us a second. We'll get that set up. We'll see you back here in a minute. We are here with Kai from Butler University. Hey, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us. Congrats on a huge dub.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Been a heck of a start for y'all. Coming out 2-0. Your 2 wins. I mean, you've played 3 just traditional behemoths in EGFC between Marquette, Seton Hall, and then today with UConn. All 3 have had extremely good records, particularly in season 3. You take 2 of them down. What changes did you make? Y'all look like a brand new squad. Y'all, we were saying, was this really an upset? Because y'all are looking like one of those behemoths. What changes did you make to rise to this stature?
A lot of our improvement mainly came with the addition of our new third, Morales. But also just like between last semester and this one, like we've just been working really hard, like putting the hours in, just making sure that we're practicing, scrimming other teams, just like trying to get as comfortable with each other as possible and really building that chemistry. I wouldn't say there's been any big changes. It's just like we're just kind of further developing what we've already started. It's turning out pretty well so far.
It's starting to compound in success, that's for sure. Are y'all up? Did y'all up your scrim times at all? Up your scrim blocks or practice time a little bit? Are you putting in more hours per week?
Yeah. I mean, it's a bit of both. Like it's a bit of everything. Okay. Like before last semester, we barely had like any scrims per week, but this one we're trying to get multiple per week. Not just versus like EGF teams. But also like schools outside of it that we played in CRL, other leagues, stuff like that. And it's really helped us improve. So
steel sharpens steel, my friend.
Well, my big question right now is I call you guys the blue collar blue dogs. So is that kind of your guys' identity? You guys like to slash and you guys like to muscle teams around. That's something that we've noticed the entirety of this season number 4. Is that a definite method to your madness so far? Because man, I am loving the physicality that you guys are showing.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. We've definitely tried to up our physicality with bumps and demos. And we just tried a more aggressive rotation. We used to like play pretty passive, not only with our third man, but now we're really trying to push him up, get involved in the offense. And I mean, I think it's working pretty well. We've scored, more goals than we ever did last semester. And I think our defense is also improving because of it. So it's just a win-win.
You guys have got a hive mentality when your goal is being threatened. I swear I'm going to reach through my screen and strangle you guys if you don't quit triple clumping on the near post. For God's sake, give yourself some space, guys. Give some space.
Okay, it's all about the secret rotation.
Secret rotation.
I love it.
I want to talk about the facility you're in right now because it looks gorgeous from what little snippet we had. Is this new as well, or is tell us about the practice facility and where y'all play from.
Yeah, so I mean the Esports Park has been a pretty big project that Butler's been promoting all throughout the last couple of years, but especially over the summer. It just finished and opened up at the start of this fall semester, so everybody's been coming in, having a good time. We've gotten to play all of our EGF matches here, which is really nice. We're gonna have the Battle for Indiana on Friday, where a bunch of Indiana schools are gonna come here, and we'll be able to play each other in person. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a really nice facility.
Does that help with morale and motivation and all of those things? Having this cool, knowing your school's back and even having this cool place to play.
Yeah, 100%. When I played remote in my sophomore year, it was really hard to find that motivation and like connection with my teammates. But even even being in the park as well, like it's really nice to have my teammates next to me, like us encouraging each other, like laughing alongside, being able to like point out our mistakes, and actually show them like maybe what they're doing wrong or what we can improve on when we're watching replays. So yeah, it's just
Awesome.
really nice stuff.
Well, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. Congrats once again on a huge dub again today. Thank you so much for the interview. Really good talking with you.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Oh man, what a great game. What a great game, Billy. But we're just getting started. This is just game one. We got a full day of action ahead of you. Coming up next, we're gonna have St. John's University taking on Xavier when we return with more EGFC.